It's August 5th, 2017, and we're at History San Jose, and we're going to talk to the authors of Mexicans in San Jose, Professor Nannette Regua and Professor Arturo Villareal from Evergreen Valley College. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tell us about your book.
We wrote this fantastic book. We gathered over 250 photographs from local archives and institutions and museums and our community. The book is called Mexicans in San Jose, and it begins from 1777 to 1999 with the grand opening of the Mexican Heritage Plaza.
And what part did you play in the book?
Well, I did assist with several of the chapters in the book. Both Nannette Regua and I have our expertise. So we contributed by way of different chapters. She covers certain chapters, I cover certain chapters. And of course, we did assist each other with those chapters.
Arturo and I divided up the chapters in the table of contents, as you can see. I organized the photographs of New Almaden Quicksilver Mines in Spanish Town. We collaborated on cannery and agriculture work. I also focused on leadership and organizations, religion and family, and we collaborated on arts and entertainment.
This is a nice little chapter because it covers a bit of history that's usually not dealt with here. The New Almaden mines were the second largest producers of quicksilver in the world, and quicksilver or mercury is used to separate gold from other minerals, and it is the New Almaden mines that supplied the mercury to the gold rush during the gold rush period. This is a nice little chapter because it covers a bit of history that's usually not dealt with here. The New Almaden mines were the second largest producers of quicksilver in the world, and quicksilver or mercury is used to separate gold from other minerals, and it is the New Almaden mines that supplied the mercury to the gold rush during the gold rush period.
Professor Villareal, so was this mine discovered by the Americans?
Well, originally the Olonis knew about this, and they used this for, paint their bodies, amongst other things. But it was in 1845, as you see here, that Captain Andres Castillero discovered the cinnabar deposit just 12 miles south of downtown San Jose. And so it all started with this particular discovery. Eventually, the vast majority of the workers in the fields would be of Mexican descent, and it was there that you saw a lot of segregation. The Mexican workers were segregated from the Anglo workers, and they were separated from the owners and managers who lived in the large hacienda. The Mexican workers lived in a section of town called Spanish Town, and that is where you found what was called the Mexican School, arguably the first segregated Mexican school in the nation.
Who's this gentleman on this side of the page?
Well, that distinguished looking gentleman there is Tiburcio Vasquez, whose grandfather was one of the founders and one of the mayors of San Jose. And Tiburcio was eventually known as a social outlaw. He surfaced along with other social outlaws after the Mexican-American War, and they rebelled and resisted the injustices that they were experiencing back then. And he was amongst others such as Joaquin Murrieta, Juan Soto, and others that surface here in California. It's interesting how it is that we were just referring to the New Almaden mines because at the time that he was eluding the law authorities, oftentimes he was hidden out at the New Almaden mines, a place where he liked to hang out and also gamble.
Mr. Regua, tell us about another page or two of the book.
This is one of my heroes of the Mexican history, but also he inspired so many youth and college students. He was an educator. His name was Dr. Ernesto Galarza. He worked in the fields. He came to the United States from Mexico, and he earned his degrees at Stanford University and a doctorate at Columbia University in New York. And he was nominated for a Peace Prize, a Nobel Peace Prize in literature. Few people know about him, and they should know about him. Dr. Galarza is featured in our book and recognized, and also there's a photograph of him and his wife, May. This is one of my favorite photographs in the book.
Once more, Cesar Gamboa. I'm very eager to pick this book up on my own time.
Yeah, good.
Can you tell me your name? ¿Cómo se llama y por qué se interesó en
Sí, claro.
parar a
mira,
ver lo que estaba pasando aquí?
Mi nombre es César Gamboa y pues fui criado en estas áreas de San José, Morgan Hill. Y pues, ¿qué más? Esto me interesó porque primero de todo dice Mexicans in San Jose, mexicanos en San José pues. Y es muchas veces que nuestra cultura no sea reconocida, aunque hemos estado aquí, nuestra herencia ya va por siglos aquí, como estaba diciendo profesora Regua. Y con ver este libro es llamativo porque está hablando de nuestra historia local, es nuestra historia, nuestra cultura. Y ya es tiempo que la reconocemos pues.